up, guys? We are here in Montgomery, Alabama, and I have a few extra days. I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a brewery review. Went online, looked up. There's only one functional brewery in the entire city proper, which kind of blew my mind. You know, you stop in a town of 10,000 people in New York, and you have like 10, you have like a brewery per 1,000 people. But not the case here. So, I mean, it made my decision easy for which one to go to. I will be heading to a brewery called Common Bond Brewery. And I don't believe they have food there, but they do share a building with a pizza company. So, easy enough, I'm assuming. But, yeah. Let's, so that this thing's tucked away. And, not hard to get to. But, anybody looking to open a brewery, either it's impossible to open one up here, or the real estate is prime for some new beer influx. But anyways, let's get into the brewery. Check it out. I'm actually surprised at the number of options they had. Being the only brewery in Montgomery. Solid options. And I went with an entire Belgian influenced flight of 4. The first is a Belgian blonde called Saint Amans. I can't remember, I gotta read my writing. Saint Amans. Oh, that's nice. It's kind of a, I mean, you're pushing a Belgian wheat here, but there's more of like a lemony creaminess to it. I think this would be really good with nitro, personally. That's nice. It's a nice one. Especially, you know, it's like 75 out, no clouds. Alright, here we go. Next is a Belgian Triple. Not terribly heavy. It's like very little maltiness to it. It's almost like a pumped up version of the blonde. Very similar in taste. But there's a bit of an earthy aspect to it too. It's not terrible. Honestly, I just like that there was 14 beers, I believe, on tap, and flights of 4. So I might have to leave. I don't know. We'll see if we get to all 14. I went with like the strongest ones first, for whatever reason. I think I just wanted to get the Belgian beers. Like, wow, they have them. Now got a King Cole, is what it's called. It's a barley wine. Oh yeah, that's a barley wine. Not necessarily the kind of beer I'd get right now this time of year. Again, props for them for making it. It's kind of blackberry currant. It finishes really at the back of your throat. Not my favorite. I should have brought my other camera phone with me so then I could have taken a picture of the menu, because they don't have a actual menu to like bring with you. It's disappointing, but that's okay. Last, we have the Bourbon Barrel Cream Ale. That's got like a chocolate tobacco taste to it. Ooh. You can taste the bourbon, absolutely. Almost too much. This one, I feel like the bourbon kind of takes over. A little too. You kind of lose the cream ale, and the bourbon just completely swallows it up. I think you really needed more lactose in it to kind of bump the cream aspect up a bit. Maybe it was a cream stout. I gotta check. I think it was actually a cream stout. But yeah, you need more lactose and like a milk chocolate taste to kind of combat the bourbon. Otherwise, the dark chocolate and tobacco kind of get blend in and almost like enhance the bourbon, which the bourbon should be enhancing the beer, not the other way around, in my opinion. But okay. Let's rate these four. I might actually rate them in the order that I consumed them. I think last I'm going to do it the bourbon barrel. It's too much bourbon, not enough beer. And even with the sample size, it might be too much. Next is the King Cole barley wine. Again, props to a very small brewery for doing these things. Now we got the. Let me try these two. Picking up a little more funk in the Belgian Triple. Now that it's kind of opening up and warming up. Yeah, so second, I'm doing the Belgian Triple. I think their Belgian ale really knocks it out of the park. I really like the Belgian ale. Belgian Triple, I appreciate them doing good. Again, I appreciate them doing the barley wine. It's fine. And then the bourbon barrel is just too bourbon for me. But there's that. And I'll get another 4. And also, they don't have food here, but I got food from the pizza place coming. And if you don't like the pizza here, they got a mellow mushroom that's like a block down the road. So, anyways, we get some more. Alright, back with the next 4. These are their flagship beers that they have listed. I decided to go with those 4 next. Might as well go with those. They have rotating taps. I'll do that batch next. But I figured might as well knock out the ones they're most. This is what they do year round. And they're some of them are very basically named, which I can appreciate. The first one is their Zelda Blonde. Love everything about the name, all that stuff. Oh yeah, very crisp, clean, easy to drink. It doesn't have that ultra IPA infusion, which you get. There's a lot of like IPA meets Pilsner like hybrids out there now, just because like the popularity of there you go, the popularity of IPAs nowadays. So I appreciate that it's very just kind of crisp, clean, not bitter. It's just this would be a solid beer, middle of summertime. Like, it's like you took a Budweiser, ditched the like corny wheat taste, and just focused on the, I don't know, made it good. It's like a good Budweiser. If that makes sense. Next one is called the Ramber. I have no idea what kind of beer it was. There was no like indications on the menu, like this is the style, nothing like that. So.
How'd that pizza treat you?
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. Get out of your beat.
Pizza and beer.
Oh.
Fat now.
It's no better combo. Get out of here. Come on, B. It's kind of a... This bee is just like fucking with me. It's very smooth brown ale, basically. God, what is this bee doing? Like, get off the pizza. God, these bees. I need more people around with more beer around to attract the bee. But this is like a smoothed out brown ale. Very refreshing. As about as refreshing as a brown ale can get. And you know, since the dude walked past, asked about the pizza, I got their kind of like their staple pizza for the place next door. Might as well give them a shout out. You know, not too bad. They call it New York thin crust, New York style. It's actually pretty decent. There's one thing I'd want to be more sauce, tomato sauce, or marinara. I don't even know if there is any on it. But coming from the land of deep dish and Detroit style pizzas, I want my tomatoey whatever. I make a killer Detroit style pizza. Like, I'm moving to South America. By the time this comes out, I'll be in South America. I brought my Detroit style pizza dish, baking dish with me. That's the only bit of kitchen that I brought with me, so I can make that. Alright. So 2 for 2. Really like this flight. Number 3. It's just called IPA. I respect that. You know exactly what you're getting. Alright, it's kind of it's almost like a English IPA meets West Coast IPA. You have that, you got a bit of that pine taste. Not overpowering, but it's there. It's present. You know you're drinking an IPA. It's almost like, yeah, you get that kind of a brown ale aspect to it. And it's a nice hybrid. It's a nice, you know, it's not citrusy. It's not overpowering with, you know, lemon or orange or pineapple or anything like that. You just got a nice, you got that pine bitterness mixed with a brown ale aspect. It's more British IPA than American, but, or it's more reminiscent of like early American craft IPA. Like if you like a Two Hearted, for example, this is the kind of IPA you would absolutely love. It's along those lines. So again, solid 3. And then, okay, 4th one is the cream stout. Again, called cream stout. Appreciate it. Like, why name it? It's a cream stout. Yeah. Creamy, smoky, dark chocolate, coffee. It's kind of what you'd expect. Alright. This was a solid flight. This was a solid flight. You're not gonna like blow people's minds with it, but it's just 4 good beers. You can't really argue with that. So okay, number 4. I'm gonna say that for ranking purposes was the cream stout. It's fine. It is what it is. Number 3. Again, as this warms up in the Alabama sun, start to get a little more of the funk. So you get a bit of that like Heineken taste. This is better than Heineken. Like, don't confuse it. Heineken, I'm not a fan of Heineken. This is much better. But it has a bit of that kind of funkiness to it. Number 3. God, the other 3 are very evenly. I think I might just go with the order. Maybe I'm lazy today. Maybe that's just how it is. But 3, the IPA. Again, a solid IPA. 2, the Ramber, because it's a brown ale, but it's so freaking drinkable. Actually, hold on. No, I'm gonna switch it up. The Zelda Blonde is getting number 2. The Ramber is getting number 1 just because it is a brown ale, but it's just as drinkable as the Blonde. Alright. Yeah, the last 4 I'm going to do. There's 2 left on the tab, but I'm not really sure which. I can figure it out, but like 12 is kind of the max I can kind of do with this kind of thing. But first one up is a strawberry wheat. I'm always interested when somebody does a flavored wheat to see how it turns out. Because, a couple years ago that was the thing, the flavored wheat beers. Once the IPA craze took over, flavored wheats kind of died out, but I like seeing it from time to time. So this is their strawberry wheat. Yeah, that's strawberry. And it's not, it tastes like actual strawberry, not like chemically flavored, manufactured strawberry syrup. Which, there could be, I'm sure there's some syrupy flavoring in it, but maybe I'm crazy for this. But I like getting the bags of frozen strawberries from like Walmart, Target, wherever. Open it up, pop it in the microwave, 45 seconds a minute, just to soften it up a little bit. So then you still have a cold strawberry, but it's like chewable. I don't know, I like that. It's got this is a bit of that kind of strawberry, just thawed strawberry taste to it. But, I mean, you know what you get. Alright, this next one is called a Citra Sesh. So, we all know what's going to happen with this. It is surprisingly more piney than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting more of like a burst of citrus, like juicy citrus. I was expecting more of that, but it still has some pine in it. I'll be interested to see what the hop profile is. This just kind of tastes more like your updated American IPA with a citrus heavy or forward taste with the bitterness. I'm sure there's a citra hop in it, but it's not as yeah, it's definitely not as citrusy as I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Alright, this next one is another, I think, citrus forward IPA. It's Orbital Cloud. Again, cloudy, hazy. Very similar to the Citra Sesh. There's that same bitterness to it. A little more grapefruit. More grapefruit juice going on with this. So it's like you took the Citra Sesh and you cut it, or you mixed it with grapefruit juice. The wind's starting to pick up. I'm starting to lose my utensils. Alright, last is called Crafty Lefty. No idea what this is. God, what is that? That's not an IPA. At all. Definitely not. It's not a wheat beer. God, what is that? It has a almost orange juice meets Pilsner meets Jolly Rancher taste to it. I'm struggling to place this. Maybe if this was like beer number 4 that I had and not 12, it'd be easier for me to like place it. But I have no idea what kind of beer this is. It's like a lemon drop in there. I have no idea. I have no clue what to categorize it as. None of these were that bad. None of them like amazing, but not bad. All right, we'll rank these. Fourth. Man, I think fourth is just Orbital Cloud, and third is Citra Sesh. They are very similar. Very similar. It's almost like you take a stout and then you add nitrogen to it, but it's the same beer, and it's a slightly different profile to it. That's what these two are. They're so similar in taste. One is just cloudy, a little more grape juice, or grapefruit in it. But very similar. So that's 4-3. Alright, 2 I'm doing Crafty Lefty because I don't know what it is. I have no clue what kind of beer this is. Like it has more of a almost like a Leinenkugel summer shandy. It's got kind of a shandy taste to it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why I'm kind of getting Patron. It tastes more like a shandy. The craft left, it tastes more like a shandy. And I'm just gonna go with the strawberry wheat. I know what I'm getting. It's pretty straightforward what it is. But let's try this for it, and I'll catch you guys. All right, we are leaving Common Bond Brewery, and I gotta be honest, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting much. I think from the simple fact that there was no other craft brewery in the entire city. I guess I was just assuming that, oh, if there's only one brewery in the entire city, it's probably not going to be that good. But no, it was totally fine. I very much appreciated the variety. I mean, they had a little Belgian section. You know, I might not have been like wowed by all of them, but I appreciate that there's a solid variety. You know, it wasn't all IPAs, wasn't all one particular style. They dabbled in different things. So I like that. I like that that was an option. And they had, I think it was 16 different options, different beers. And some of them were seasonal, so I went back in a couple months. There'd be other ones to try. But in terms of just a general small brewery, I think it was a solid stop. Glad I went. And so if you're ever in Montgomery, I mean, you have no other brewery options. So if you want a brewery, go there. And they have the pizza joint that's next door. And the pizza was okay to good. It was, you know, they kind of dub it as New York style. But I think even New York style has more sauce on it. I don't know if the pizza I had any sauce on it at all, but they made it work. And if it was any thinner, it would have been, well, it wouldn't have worked. Like, I feel like the tomato sauce really, or the marinara is really important for a nice slice of pizza. Kind of helps offset the bread and the cheese and everything else going on. But this one, that they found a nice medium, so I thought it was pretty well done. And so it's okay that there's no restaurant or that the brewery doesn't offer food, because they're literally sharing the same space. Yes, you have to go make a secondary order, but you can sit in a like communal area and get your pizza and have the pizza delivered to you while you're drinking your beer. So, you know, can't hate on that at all. It's very, very legit, and it's very close to the national. I don't have the pamphlet on me anymore. National Peace and I don't remember what it's called, but it's a very kind of one of the more powerful monuments I've been to. You know, I've traveled the entire country, and I've seen a lot of monuments and a lot of national parks and all this stuff. And some of them kind of fall flat on the message they're trying to do. But this national, it's not civil rights monument, but I don't know, I'll try to put a link in it below. But one of the most beautifully done and moving monuments that I've seen in the United States. And so it's a nice thing. It's in walking distance. It's like less than a half a mile. So if you're gonna do the brewery, I highly recommend going to this museum monument kind of thing. And the monument's only like, I think I paid $5, and that covered 2 different museums, and I didn't go to one of them. So you could probably pay, I think the tickets were $250 about each. So you could pay $250, and it's well worth just kind of walking around. So yeah, that's that. You know, I'm again surprised that Montgomery, Alabama doesn't have more brewery options. But you know, it is what it is. But so in general, I thought it was, again, a nice variety of beer options, a nice selection. I'm glad it's there. And so if you ever find yourself in Montgomery, Alabama, check out Common Bond Brewery. And so for now, for myself, I'll catch you guys later.